Oh, we should have sent him video.
Winner circle right here.
Holy crap, that's a huge crowd. Where's that at?
Chance to get a girl in the winner.
Kenny, where's that at? That's a huge crowd.
Eastern Idaho State Fair. You can't click on that.
Circle right here.
You said Eastern Idaho State Fair?
Eastern Idaho State Fair. Yep.
That was a huge crowd.
Big show.
Big show.
Yep. It's a big deal. Oh yeah.
Where we at here?
This was in Emmett, Idaho. Yeah.
Emmett. Yeah.
First time I go through it, working.
Shake
Cool
and bake,
lights.
baby. Shake and bake.
Is those lights on the bottom so you can find them in the dark? Or?
Pretty much. Not all they're good for.
Pretty cool.
Oh boy. Here come the-
Oh boy.
Yep, she'll run.
Yep, she'll run.
That thing's so awesome.
All right, you ready to see this Idaho ball?
Oh, this is a race. Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, so during this
Good
ad-
idea.
More front end weight on the two-wheeler, I'm afraid there.
Your engine builder must be,
A little heavy. Should have geared her up.
Oops. There they are. I about got rid of our special guests, and I say special, I mean special. So.
Oh boy, he nailed it there.
Hey, welcome everybody to West Coast Live. We do this every other Wednesday night. We focus on the sport of truck and tractor pulling on the West Coast, and we do have Kenny Eggleston on, Skylar Nebar, and Brittany Nebar. She's the pretty one. Those two are just lucky to be there. And our gracious guest, John Bohr. John, wave to everybody. Jason Gish. And Mr. Baby Huey himself, Chris Daniels, sitting down there in the bottom. The first thing I ask, if you're watching the show right now, and a lot of you are, I want you to share this. Share this to your timeline. Share this to a polling group that you're in, maybe some of the groups that you're in on the West Coast, to let people know that we're talking West Coast polling here on a Wednesday night, August 3rd, 2022. So, Skylar, Brittany, Kenny, I hung out with you guys 5 years ago this summer. You guys were hard up enough that you asked me to come out and do some announcing for you, and I will remember that the rest of my life. I actually won for about a week. I wanted to own a monster truck for about a week. So
It was a blast, and that's the funny part is we're getting ready to head back to Riverton. I'm trying to think. Have we been there since we had Jason? I don't think.
I don't know.
I think that was last year that we went to Riverton, and now we're headed back tomorrow. We're doing
Is
5
it because
shows.
of me? Is it
Not at
because of
all.
me,
They
Kenny?
didn't invite us back.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't the guy from Wisconsin that caused the problem there. I don't know.
I think you drink all
They-
the beer in Wyoming, and so they.
Well,
said,
you bought out
"Can't
Burger
come back."
King at freaking 1 a.m. I think is what it was. It might have been Burger King that protested. So
We were hungry.
yeah, we're going back. We're doing five shows this weekend in 3 days.
Wow.
So we're gonna divide and conquer.
All
And
monster truck shows?
All monster trucks. Yeah, unfortunately, no pulls this weekend.
Yeah. Right.
That's
on.
okay. It's still
Yeah.
fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, except the old guy's not gonna sleep at all.
Who, you or Burke?
Me. I think Burke's camping his butt here. Are you going, Burke?
Smart man.
Are you going to Salt Lake? Oh, okay. Burke's going, just not with me.
Nice. Right on.
So this is Saturday, Grace, Idaho, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then Riverton, Wyoming. That's one I got to announce that, right? Yep.
Yep.
August 5th. Spanish Fork, Utah. August 5th. We still need. I need one of those in my life. I just want to let you know that. So.
We'll ship one out.
Van Buren, Arkansas, September 17th. Is it Rifle, Colorado, Kenny?
Yeah. Yep. So we'll do
August
this
7th.
weekend. We're doing Spanish Fork, Grace, and that's Skylar and Brittany's crew, and then me and Caden are gonna go do, and Mike Nasty, who's making the smart aleck comments about the monster truck clips. We're gonna go do Riverton Friday, Gillette Saturday, and Rifle, Colorado Sunday, which means we're driving all night. Oof, which is
Jeez.
fine.
You only live
Can we
once.
blame
Kenny.
Well, these guys sent me to the fair convention in Montana this year and said, just kind of ease up a little bit. Don't. So I basically went to the fair convention, drank as much as I could. One of my favorite bands was right next door. So I spent most of my time in their room and inadvertently sold a bunch of fair shows, not being where I should have been and was getting paid to be at. So
So Kenny doesn't get to go to fair convention unsupervised anymore.
yeah.
Amen.
So are these UTVs with monster truck bodies on them, Kenny, or what do we got going on here?
These are mini monsters, and we should have brought Mike Nasty in to explain it a little bit more, or Mason Mentor. So this is Mason Mentor. The original truck is the Warhead mini monster truck. Big claim to fame in California. They call him the Madman. As you can see right there, he just lays down some big air. And so this is it a quarter scale?
They're technically a third
Third
scale
scale
monster truck, so they're over 6 feet tall. I mean, they run 38-inch tires. They got little 4-cylinder Hondas in the back of them, and then the motor's actually sitting in there sideways. So the stock transaxle actually drives the front rear end and then the rear end. 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering, and big shocks on the corners. But all tube chassis. They have all the same safety features of the big trucks. So race seats, harnesses, the kill radios, RIIs. They're essentially just like their bigger counterparts. They hit all the same obstacles, but that picture right there, you can see how much smaller they actually are than a full size.
I'm guessing they're pretty popular, fellas.
They're extremely popular. No disrespect to our big truck drivers, but when the people send us pictures and emails and follow up after the events, nobody says a damn word about the big trucks. Everybody wants to talk about how cool the little trucks were and the kids. And they are all kids. We have 4 now that are running on our tour. I think 13, 12, and Mavericks 8. So we've got young kids in these things, and they're out there wheeling them and going absolutely crazy. They do the racing portion, the freestyle portion, and then Mike's truck, the Big Mama, and our other truck, Zombies. We're actually partnered up with The Last Kids on Earth, New York Times bestseller, has a Netflix series. They jumped on board with us this year, so we're repping those personas and those bodies straight off of the Netflix TV show. So very, very cool stuff we got going on with the minis for sure.
Well, it's something new. It's something unique, Skylar, and that's what it takes. You always got to kind of be what's next in the world. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. People love them. And
Well,
we're going to keep these things busy while they're still a hot item.
And the funniest the funniest story about that whole deal right there. So that's an older picture of Mason. Like he's probably 9 or 10 in that one right there. So he's been driving since he was Maverick's age, 8 years old. And but this is a funny thing is our zombie buses that you had a picture of up there. I can't remember. I think we were going down to paint the purple and green one, and we're backing out of the driveway. I came over to paint it, and Skylar said, I got reached out to by this publishing company. So Skylar is a very highly educated and one of the smartest people I know, but I listen to books when I'm driving and stuff like that. Listen to books and podcasts is what I do. We're backing out of the driveway, and he goes, yeah, this publishing company reached out to me about the buses, and it kind of fits in with one of these book series that they have. And I'm like, what was the name of the publishing company? He goes, something house, penguin. And I'm like, Random House. And he goes, that's it. I'm like, oh, the biggest publisher in the world. So The Last Kids on Earth is a children's book series. It's a best-selling New York's Best Times book series. And you can get the audiobooks, and it is a Netflix animated series. And Skylar, like, without even breaking form, just goes, well, I'll have Caden talk to him. And so
and here we are. It's the best decision I ever made.
It's incredible. They jumped in and they love the marketing. The author actually, as the publishing company put it, went rogue when we were running the trucks in Pahrump, and came and met the boys and got inundated by kids that are a big fan of this series in Pahrump, Nevada, of all places. Super cool story on that make a splash in an international way with these kids.
That's cool.
Well, and just to talk about
a friend of mine,
it's kid trucks, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a friend of mine's son started off
A friend of yours, Bor?
Yeah, a friend of mine's kid started off in one of those minis before he graduated.
Oh, really?
To the monster trucks.
Oh, really? Very cool.
Yeah,
What's her last name?
Hunter
You know?
Sousa.
Oh yeah, we know Hunter. Yeah, he's a good kid.
We know Jeff very well.
Oh, Jeff.
I've known Jeff since high school.
I'll be damned.
Hey,
That's
James. OG Pulling Radio Network crew, man, right there. James Phillips chiming in from Arizona, I'm assuming.
Yep.
That's
Right on.
Skylar, why don't you start off a little bit with the history of the Pulling and the Live Little group?
Yeah, absolutely. So we campaign 2 trucks now. We have a Pro Mod 4-wheel drive and then a Super Mod 2. I got into pulling the year I was born, is what I like to tell people. My dad built our 4-wheel drive the year that I was born, and we've been campaigning it ever since. I started driving it. Actually, it was the day before my 14th birthday. So I was 13 years old, petitioned the board, did the whole deal. They said, okay, we'll let him drive. So I started driving essentially at 14 and drove for 6 years. And then my younger sister, Katie, took over the driving duties when she turned 15. So I guess that was about 2005, something like that. Is that how old she is? Yeah, 2005. And then in 2007, we purchased the Cheap Shot, the 2-wheel drive, from a gentleman named Wally Kitchen. A lot of truck pulling historians will recognize that name. He was a big name out here in the Western U.S. Campaigned the truck for a lot of years. He ran with the Cosels that ran Pete's Dragon, and the Astro Van, and those guys that were all running back in the day. Equalizer, the Corvette, was part of that group. They all ran together. We bought that from Wally in 2007, and I guess the rest is history. Been running both trucks now over 15 years together, which is crazy to think of. But ultimately 38 years on the 4-wheel drive is how long my dad's been involved with it. So he's also kind of one of the OGs out here in the West too. So, but yeah, that's what got us involved into motorsports, growing up with it my entire life. I think it was 2002. I took over as president or promoter of the United Truck and Tractor Pullers. Now it was the Utah Truck and Tractor Pullers, still based in Utah. Great organization. Ran with them for 11, 12 years as president and or promoter, both capacities. And then in 2013, resigned from those duties and started Live a Little to more or less, we wanted to get, further away from home. We wanted to do other types of motorsports. The club mentality and the club system works very well in a local area. But when you're trying to expand out and get some miles away from things, that club mentality doesn't work very well. And and we wanted to get a little more into the contracted entertainment, contracted talent type of shows. So, 2014, we kicked off with just a couple shows, still testing the water. Everybody still had good paying full-time jobs. And then in 2015, we set up an entire schedule. We failed miserably, and we regrouped in 2016 and started over again. And here we are today. So going strong.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
What did COVID do to you guys?
So COVID shut down about 70% of our schedule in 2020. I think we had, not including zombie hunts, we had 62 shows or 52. I think it was 62 shows on the books heading into March. And we were at our second show of the year in March when the governor came on the TV. We were on our way down. The governor came on, said, everything's a mess. People lost their minds. And we got shut down for a little over 4.5 months of all of our shows. And then when we did get to come back, of course, everything was limited capacity. We were running at 50% capacity was the most that we could pile into any of these big venues. And then almost all of our fair shows, but I think 3, our contracted fair shows were canceled that year too. So it hurt. It was tough. And honestly, the toughest part for us was not knowing if we were ever going to be able to go back to work. But secondly is having somebody else tell us that we couldn't go back to work. And that was, we don't handle that very well. I don't think anybody that does what we do, especially, handles that very well. So it was a tough pill to swallow, but we survived and we came back stronger. 21 was a phenomenal year. It was an anomaly. I mean, we sold out venues that we honestly had no business selling out, just 6,500 seat venues in a community of 3,000 people. I mean, it worked. 21 was a great recovery. So maybe that was the silver lining in 20 is that we rebounded in a big way the next year.
Well, and we honestly didn't think that it was going to last that long either. I remember the conversation when we were headed down to Twilla saying, don't stress. It's going to be a couple weeks. It'll blow over. Everything's going to be okay. So having 21 be such a big year truly was the silver lining because obviously it lasted a little bit longer than just 2 weeks.
Yep. If you're just joining us, West Coast Live, we do this every other Wednesday night with Jason and Chris and Jason and Chris's and John's pretty much is what we got on board here. And then, tonight, our special guests are Brittany and Skylar. It's Nybar, right? Or how do I say your last name?
Nybar. You got it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it right there, Nybar.
And then the great, beautiful ex-porn star, Kenny Eggleston. So throw that in there.
You told them about the porn channel. Come on.
Things were tough during COVID, Kenny, and I get it. OnlyFans is straight cash, homie. Straight cash. So.
Yeah, well, if you think I look rough, you ought to see my fans. I'm not gonna lie.
No, and I didn't even mention
guys.
I said to me about that. Yes.
No, I've just known you guys a long time, and it was so cool to go out west. It's so beautiful out there, and I got to spend a whole week with you guys, and it's sexy what you do. I mean, it's like the circus, but cooler, if you know what I mean. Like it's all the motorsports, and you're going into these little towns, and you're bringing in, I don't know, you take little rodeo arenas, the ones I went to, and you make them into monster trucks and shows and watching. I was there watching them build the tracks, and it's neat. It's really, really neat. I mean, you go literally, like I remember Kenny saying, make sure you get gas in this town because there's not another gas station. And I was like, oh, whatever. And then sure enough, so.
It is. We've carved out a really good niche in that the small to mid markets, and of course we do a lot of the bigger markets and big contracted fair shows. We've done pretty much almost all of the state fairs in the Western U.S. except for California and Washington. We haven't got into those, but yeah, we do a lot of the bigger fairs too, and in those bigger markets. But we let them spend their marketing dollars in those big markets and hire us to come in and do the entertainment for them. So it works out really well for both of us.
It's kind of been our theme is basically with our self-promoted shows we're going into, and that's probably going to start to evolve a little bit in going into 2023. But we love bringing big city entertainment. A lot of our drivers have driven in the biggest arenas in the country. We learned how to hire, and but our goal is to present big city entertainment at a small town price. So you're not, we're not breaking the bank. We're about family. We are a family, and we want families to come and be a part of what we're doing. So we try to keep those prices down to the point where we ask people to clean up after themselves because it costs man hours, and you'd be surprised at how well that works. So, no, that's kind of been our thing, and it works. But we've got a really great team member now, Caden Berry, that is he's out in Arkansas. I've got a full Midwest team that I'm picking up at the airport in Riverton, Wyoming tomorrow, just like I did. Well, Schultz drove, but they're coming out and they're gonna do the Wyoming leg down into Rifle, Colorado, and we got a guy that talks the talk and walks the walk and has put on the biggest shows in the country, possibly the world, I would dare say. Mm-hmm. And he saw the family element of what we got going on, and he's like, I think this might be the thing that brings me back into the entertainment business. So he was out. He's making well over 6 figures, and decided to, because we're all idiots, prefer the entertainment business over money every time. I don't know why that happens, but we do. So to coin a phrase that one time when me and Skylar had kind of turned around and walked our separate ways a little bit, he goes, I finally realized, like, I'm not chasing that dollar. I just want to have show people how to have a good time. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. Let's go. Let's do this. So that's the core of what we do. Like, we've gone broke and been in tears about how good a show we put on. And it was like, well, we lost $10,000. Well, the one rodeo, I think we lost $35,000 on one show. And we were hugging each other going, that was the coolest thing that has ever happened. And we don't know how we're going to make the mortgage payment, but that was cool. So we're stupid.
Yep. Agreed.
You ever heard of Hemi wine?
Perseverance.
We're not doing the Windsor, Colorado show.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's Jeff Darnell and that group of guys out there, Kenny.
But, I miss the Darnells. They're so much fun.
Yeah, those are good people too. Yeah, they got a hell of a lineup there for sure. That's gonna be a big pull. That'll be the biggest pull the Western US has ever seen.
As long as my tractor's running, I'm gonna be there. They have my points class, so.
Well,
speaking of that,
this might be a good time.
Let's see here. Hold on.
If you're coming that far,
can you see my screen right here?
Hey, that's my tractor.
Look at the bottom of it.
Sure is.
Look at, you'd see that one with them 6,000 people you said was the big crowd?
Yeah.
It's 9 hours from Windsor the next night, and then we have another one the night after that too. So we'll talk after this, but
Don't fall for it.
2 hours away.
Jason, he put your truck on a flyer, and then you don't have a choice but to go. So.
You just said how much fun you had.
Wait a minute. Look, there's another one right there.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you.
Hey, Skylar, if you'll send me those pictures on Messenger, I can put them on the screen. We don't have to pretend like we're in 4th grade and hold our phones.
Let's do it. I don't
he doesn't have
Messenger.
to send it to me, and I'll send it to
I've been
him.
banned from the social medias.
Somebody in Kosovo, where was it?
Boy.
Did somebody hack your account?
Yeah, I got hacked from Kosovo and shut down completely.
No wonder
I lost my.
Oh,
That happened to me.
Did it?
Well, they won't let him back in.
2018 or 19. I lost my Facebook page for about 6 months.
Oh,
But you
well,
did
maybe
get it
it'll
back.
come
I mean,
back.
if you got it back, then at least there's hope. But I've been out for 3 months.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it happens anymore. I got lucky, to be completely honest.
Yeah, they pretty well told us that we're hosed, which from the personal side is fine. But my name is connected to all of our business assets, and that's been a complete disaster over the last 3 months trying to get that ironed out. So, yep.
Of this, okay, so how many shows are on the schedule this year, Kenny or Skylar?
That's a great question. Not
It's a
including our zombie hunts. I think
blur.
there was close to 60. I think is what we had for this year lined up, or we still have lined up.
And how many of those events would involve the sport of truck and tractor pulling?
This year, only 2 of them
Okay.
is it, and that's the 2 coming up in Blackfoot and over in Twin Falls here in next month. I guess a month from this weekend. So there you go.
Look at that.
And that looks good on there, don't it?
Woo! Oh,
I would love to get.
Yeah.
I would love to get some of your tractors to come out for those next 2 nights, Schultz. So let's talk about that later. I've had it on my list to get a hold of you, but since I got cut off from social media, I haven't talked to anybody.
I've got his phone number. I'm pretty sure it's the same.
I hate talking on the phone.
Oh yeah, that's true. I can't ever get a hold of you anymore.
Hey, Schultz. Hey, Schultz.
Yeah, bud.
Yeah, so what we should do is for next year, we ought to get Skylar voted in on the TPC with Cheap Shot.
Well, we can make a sponsor exemption. So.
I'm gonna need to borrow somebody else's motor and some parts for that, but I'm in if you guys are in.
No, the old rods will hold. Don't worry about it. The old rods will hold.
They'll hold.
I don't know how much longer they're holding for.
Put that pulley on top, you'll be fine.
Yeah. My old man's sitting over here in the corner. We can't talk about blower pulleys while he's present.
Awkward.
He still thinks we were at like 35% overdrive last weekend.
When it looks like a socket.
It is too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to keep up with Hemis. I'll tell you guys what, it's a lot of work to keep up with all you guys, but in the blower world, keeping up with Hemis is almost impossible. So we run our junk as hard as we possibly can. It was actually a funny story that Gish mentioned last year. We tore our blower motor completely down. Went through everything, had everything on it freshened up. We needed to put new rods in it. We had enough passes on the rods. So sent the rods down to Bill Miller. He went through everything, called me up. We discussed them over the phone. He sent me my new rods, and we got them like 3 days before the Blackfoot pull. It wasn't very long. Took them over to our engine shop here just up the road. 2 nights before the Blackfoot pull, he called and said, "Hey, you ain't gonna believe this, but these rods don't fit in this motor." And I said, "Well, that's a really shitty joke to play at 10 o'clock at night on somebody 2 days before. It's essentially our hometown pull. It's our biggest pull of the year." And he's like, "No, get over here." So we went over, and sure enough, they didn't machine the ARP, the rod bolts down into the rods far enough, and we laid them right on the pan rail. So we took. If I wanted the truck to go down the track, but my dad really wanted the trucks to go down the track. It was our only pull that we were going to be able to do last year, and so we put the old rods back in the damn thing, and they're still in it. And I'm not changing them out, to be completely honest with you. For 3 or 4 pulls a year, some bitches can stay in there for the rest of my life until they come out the pan at least. No, that was fun. That was fun. So, but we made a good pass, and it's running stronger than it ever has. Where were we 2 weeks ago? In
Weezer ran
Weezer. Yeah, in Weezer. I mean, it's
awesome.
It's got a bunch of that power back that it lost, so we'll keep running her till the rods come out of it.
Yeah.
We had the Weezer guys on, right? The gentleman with the sled.
Yeah.
Lead pulling sled.
Yeah, that was those guys. Those 2 kids were pretty neat to have on the show there.
Good dudes, man. They put their head down, they go to work, they learn it as they go, and they're very hospitable, very welcoming. We talk all the time. Speaking of which, if they're listening right now, Jake's supposed to call me like 24 hours ago, and I still haven't got that call. So, yep, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. A non-motorsports related question, a flooring question of all questions, right?
Matt's got him thinking of all kinds of different things right now.
No, those are good guys. They put on a hell of a show. That was fun. I mean, good track, good sled settings, good iron, and that Saturday night crowd was awesome, man. There's not a lot more you can ask for from a truck pull, especially out in the sticks in a little town like that. That was a lot of fun for everybody.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I was talking with Matt and Jacob both about, it's amazing how those small little tiny towns, like you were saying, Skyler, at the 6,500 capacity arena in a town of 3,000 people, and they stuff it. And we did that in Weezer. There was quite a few people. It was hot, so I mean, kind of you understood it. But I mean, in Weezer, there's quite a few people. And then the next weekend, we went over in Haines. I mean, you blinked and you missed this town going through it, and the stands were packed. And they're down there at the end, do the sign the hero cards and whatnot, and they're thanking us for coming out, and they're so appreciative of it, and they're so curious of their kids. Oh, don't touch the trucks. Be careful. Don't scratch them. Don't And it's just, you don't see that in the big fairs, big towns and stuff like that. The hospitality in the towns is unbelievable. And for them to thank us for coming.
Time limits on the ones in the big towns. You got to be done in an hour and a half, and they don't have time for that.
Right.
All those people small town America, they're there to, they want to sit and drink beer as long as they possibly can before curfew or before the sun comes up, wink, wink, or before whatever else happens. They're just there to drink and party and have a good time. And they want that show to be, they want to see shit break. They want to see shit catch on fire, and they want to make sure they don't run out of beer. And that's really what they're there for. So those are our people.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Speaking of Weezer pull and stuff like that, we want to ask Brittany how she felt about her first time pulling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was
when,
pretty good.
when Brittany and Gish were talking about this, I said, "You're right. I am a truck puller now."
Not just a
it
drag
was,
racer.
it was not what I expected. I think Gish and Sky can attest to how nervous I was, and I did not expect to be nervous. I've watched my family do it for the last 6 years, right? I got this. I know what I'm doing. About 2:00 on Friday afternoon, I was out by the truck and I was just shaking, and I was like, okay, like maybe I'm out. Maybe I don't want to do this. Okay. So it was a lot of fun, and I have a whole new understanding and appreciation for the sport. And now Katie and I are going to have to fight over the seat. Yeah, as soon as I got done, Burke asked me, he's like, "How do you feel about the two-wheeler?" I'm like, "Hold on. Like, we got to get a few more passes here before we go down that road."
Right.
That was fun. Actually,
awesome.
that was probably more exciting for Dad and I to watch from outside the truck than it was for Britt being on the end. You guys know how it is. It's always more fun after you've done it enough that it's more fun to watch somebody else take the reins, and that was cool. And I think one of them videos you showed, we have a series called the All American Throwdown series that's side by side dirt drag races, and we did it kind of as a promo thing, a publicity stunt, because we are going into the Blackfoot Fair here in a month, and we have truck pulls one night, and we also have dirt drag races for one of their other shows on a weeknight. And so we thought, why not? Let's just blow the dust off of them and let's race them side by side. And so it was freaking cool. I'll be honest.
Katie didn't want anything to do with that. Katie actually couldn't be to that show, so they're like, "Here, this you get to drive." And Katie's like, "Even if I wasn't there, that's way too scary." And so all the pullers had no idea why I was nervous on Friday night in Weezer after I drag raced the truck, which I was way more intimidated for the truck pull than the drag race, which makes no sense, and I understand now.
You did great, Brittany. You did great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
It
did
was
awesome.
fun.
I'd have been more nervous to drag race it than pull it, man. That's
Yeah.
I was a little nervous about the trucks. I'll be honest. The drive. All we have to do is let off the throttle like that, which nobody does. But that's all we say we have to do. But had no like. I opened mine up probably quarter throttle, and it just pinged right off the rev. I wasn't even going to change gear. I didn't do anything. We let some air out of the tires and thought, let's just go out and make some noise. And I think it could be a hell of a lot of fun if we actually put some gearing and maybe a little suspension in them. I think it'd be awesome.
It's the letting off that would be neat and forward, right?
Yeah.
That's it too. Yeah, you go right into the ditch there with the weight box.
Yeah.
Oh boy. What did you pull up here?
I sent it
Jason?
to him.
Oh boy.
Link. This is our
Exactly
year
what
in
everyone
review.
needs to see right now. Thank you.
If you guys, the gal in the middle, so that's obviously Brittany. They're on your whatever, right? But that gal in the middle, if you guys remember the pull cast, that's a Goose right there, all growed up.
All grown up.
Yep,
Just
my
give
little
another-
co-pilot.
Bad influence there.
Look like the drunken Sanderson sisters up there that night.
Can I plug my channel right now, Jason?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. This is your
I
show,
need
baby.
subscriptions bad. I'm nowhere near beer money pulling status. So it's kind of behind the scenes and then whatever crazy projects I do. But this is a year in review video that we did last year for 2021. We didn't think we could top it. And this year's been just off the hook. But Sagebrush Soul on YouTube. There's Maddie crying. Yeah, if you want to see what goes on behind the scenes and the craziness, I'm going to try to vlog this weekend. I haven't put a video out for a while. But yeah, just kind of it kind of shows you a little bit of why we do what we do. It sounds like a lot of me bitching and complaining about the hard work, but it really is like why we get to do this stuff and things like that. So yeah, if you go smash that subscribe button, I'd be indebted to
from
you.
the baby too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's Brittany, where's the video of you driving? Is that on whose Facebook page?
It's on my Facebook page.
Okay. I will find that. That's my job.
And,
Oh yeah.
you know, it was pretty crazy too because both nights I had a full pull and I still got last both nights because of the amount. Or the
I don't think you got last the first night. Somebody broke the first night. So
great. Yeah. So I got a sympathy second to last place.
Welcome
We're
to
gonna
truck
take-
bowling, Brittany.
We're going to take the motor. We're going to pull the motor out of the 2-wheeler. We're going to put that in the 4-wheeler. And then one day within the next 20 years, I'll put a
Maybe we
Hemi
can
in the
compete.
2-wheeler. So that way that's to run in your guys' class. We need the
You got
blower
your-
power just to run against you assholes, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Gish. You were a part of that.
No.
Hey, you could have at least
Oh,
let me
whatever.
win for my first pull. You let me
I
that
know.
much.
You picked on all the players. You don't feel
Yeah,
alone.
if we let you win.
This idea that we're looking at right now is what we call the Zombie Rampage. And a little background on it, it's a really fun story. In 2015 and 16, we were trying to do shows later into the fall, and living in East Idaho and in the Rocky Mountain region in general, it's really tough. You're gonna chance the weather, the cold, the snow. We kept getting weathered out on things and losing money over and over. And we thought, what can we do that is seasonal based that won't really rely on the weather? It won't affect what we're here to do. And so the Zombie Rampage, we call it the Monster Bus Paintball Hunt. That's where it was born. 2017, we collected all the pennies and threw them in the jar, and we built the bus actually that you're looking at in this video. We call it the OG. It's the first one that we ever built. They're 40-foot long buses, full-size school buses, Cummins, 5.9 Cummins, Allison autos in them. And then we essentially put a big planetary rear end in the back for 4-wheel steering and to handle the weight. And it's got like a 26 or 28 inch lift kit, essentially a pedestal style lift kit that's built into the suspension. That bus is all 4-linked on airbags. We way overbuilt the first one. The rest are now just kind of a track bar setup. But you get on board the bus. You can see right there, you sit down at the bench, you grab a paintball gun, and we drive around what we call a decorated hot zone, and you hunt real actors that are dressed up as zombies. They're covered with zombie gear on the outside, but underneath they have all the protective safety paintball gear. It's all set to a theme. It has a full soundtrack. Kenny's killed it on the soundtrack. The new bus builds that we're building, we started a fab shop this year, so we're building them all in-house again. It's crazy, like 16 speaker sound systems. There's 4 amplifiers up on the front wall. They have dump truck vibrators underneath of the bodies that we kick on when the bombs go off, and the soundtrack. It's absolutely insane. And we just sent out, I believe our 8th bus went out 3 weeks ago to Chicago. So we now have locations, Idaho. We've done downtown Vegas. We did Fremont Street in Vegas. We've done Southern Utah. And now we'll have 2 in Minnesota. We have Tulsa, Oklahoma, Kansas City, Chicago, and then 2 more in the works near the Branson area, and potentially another in Chicago too. So lots of stuff going on that front. It's actually exploded way beyond what we expected that would do. But we found our seasonal niche, and it works. It's a really cool concept, man, and people absolutely eat it up. Our biggest problem is we don't have enough seats on the bus, because we'll fill that thing up almost every night that they operate all the way across the country. Every location sells out. So
And it was the
pretty
only
cool.
time that I've ever been wrong, because I told Skylar no.
You recorded this
only
show
time.
time. You got this on record before she admits it.
I've given
Yeah,
it-
no, we record every show.
I
Just
was
cut that
wrong.
part
I
out
told
for
him
me.
no on that one. So
Oh, we all thought he was crazy. So when they were having Hemi, that last
That's all-
picture is flipping off the camera. That was for me. So we went down to Southern Utah, and Vicky, my girlfriend, and I ran the zombie hunt that month while they were pregnant with Hemi. And she was born like 2 days, or the day, I think it was the day of the last day or two before the last hunt. And Skylar and I are both scared to death. Like, we don't like going into these haunted houses. We like taking money from people that like to do that crap, but we don't like doing it ourselves. So sorry, I'm out of the picture. But anyway, so we store all of our stuff in a sea can, and my girlfriend and I had built these zombies props for the ticket booth area. And so I set it up in a sea can. I had no idea it was going to be going at night, and I completely forgot that I had done it.
when it was 4
So he
months
goes
later.
down 4 months later. right at eye level. Like I propped it so that it would be that
That's
way.
perfect, yeah.
And then I get a picture of him flipping me off. So
Hey, Brittany, will you accept my friend request so I can see your videos?
Friends?
Well, I had 2 Facebook pages for the longest time because once you get to 5,000 friends, so I started another Jason Schultz thing.
oh
Then during the election, when everybody got accused of the Russians hacking, Facebook accused me of having 2 Facebook pages and being only one person. So they made me delete one of my pages. So I lost a lot of my friends. So.
wow.
I lost all of my friends, Schultz. Just in about 1 second, all my friends were gone. Never to come back.
So fun fact from the old Polcast days. So I think Gish was on the first, was it? I can't remember if it was on my first episode.
I
First
think
or
so.
second. I think you were on the
think
first
so.
one. So the very first one there, and then when
Yeah, I
we
think so.
made it, because I didn't understand how podcasting worked at that point in time. So basically, I was recording canned podcasts in my basement, and then we would put them on the United Pullers website. And so I had Gish on the first one, and then when I actually went global with it, I had Jason Schultz. So the tale of 2 Jasons here had Jason Schultz on the second one, and that blew up because he shared it on Beer Money Pulling Team, and that actually created the Pulling Radio Network that Ray had already had going and everything like that. And but that was kind of a cool thing. It started that whole thing, which is big for a while. We're going to do a reunion, and then the Godfather lost one of his cousins to COVID, so we're getting ready to do a reunion show. I think right around the holidays, but we didn't ever get to it.
Brittany, so for the life of me, your video is not on your Facebook page.
Oh,
Let's see it right here.
I think Gish has got
You
it.
got it.
Yeah,
Did we have it last
I-
week, guys?
I thought I.
You sent
Oh,
it
here
to
we
me,
go.
get it.
Henry, will come with me?
I cannot find it on my phone.
I have it. I just don't know how to get it to anybody. Let me see.
Hold on.
She's so happy
Hold
about
on, I'm working on
it.
Is it from all the stuff you
Here we
sent me
go.
last
Okay.
week from Weiser or Weezer? I got it. I got it.
He got it.
It should be.
It's a pissed off baby is what that is.
It's a whining Hemi.
This is it, right? That's it, right?
That one's
That's
mine.
Skylar.
Britt's in
Oh.
the shake and brake truck.
It's on Katie's
Here's a
phone.
link to
Katie-
it. I can't figure out how to send it. But here's a link. I just sent you a link to it. Jason.
You drove the 4-wheeler, Brittany?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think I took a video. I don't know who took the video. I just sent
James
you a link,
Phillips
Jason.
said it's on Katie Nybar's page.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
You
it's
took
okay.
one because you
Okay.
sent it to me.
Gish took one from inside the cab of his truck. I'd seen that
Yeah,
one earlier.
I have that one. Yeah.
A little extra decorations in there for him.
How do you spell his
Right.
last name?
SCH.
Gish doesn't side videos of his truck. Doesn't show him slipping off the throttle.
I
Gish
just sent
doesn't
it to
show
you, Jason.
videos of his because it looks like a red blur because he does 40 miles an hour going down the track.
Yeah, just about. Yep.
I just sent it to you in Messenger, Jason.
Whatever.
Thank you, Britt. I'm
They
gonna get it.
they put in those tires. It helps him.
He fills his tires with nitrous. That's how he does it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
And the
So,
shot
Kenny?
of Nos helps too.
Kenny,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share the screen. I want you to go into full announcer mode, okay?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I didn't get to announce this one.
Yeah, he was.
And welcome Brittany to the track. Are you ready? So tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen from Rigby, Idaho, for the first time ever driving shake and brake, get ready for Brittany Nybar. Pop chair. Do I have to get PG on this one? Because I've always wanted to say that. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
I love it, Brittany. Good job, girl.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So much fun.
Yeah.
I can't talk
Now,
shit
the
now
butterflies
because
don't
I used to just make fun of them all the time, and now I get it.
Yeah, the butterflies. If that was a question, the butterflies are fixed on both trucks now. As a matter of fact, hey, how about that? Jeez.
Actually, no. What I said, Skyler, was what I said. I was asking Brittany if her butterflies from the pool go totally away at the end when she hit the very end of the track.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were talking butterflies. I don't know what
yeah.
those butterflies are.
Saturday night was much better than Friday night. That's for sure.
The best thing they should have videoed was her going out and backing up.
Because that is probably the hardest thing to do in a pull track as it is. And great at that.
Oh, the first night it was not pretty. I didn't share that video with you guys for a reason because there was a whole lot of this going on because I was so nervous. By the time I got to the sled, I was just a mess.
No, that was good. That was all mechanical. That was on me and the old man. That wouldn't have anything to do with Britt. She was nervous, but
no, and they didn't tell me that till afterwards. And they're like, "Well, your butterflies were sticking. I'll fix it for tomorrow." I'm like, "That would have been nice to know."
Yeah, that's no fun.
See, I got your old butterfly, Skyler. Is that the reason why they're sticky on code 3?
Probably, yeah. That's right off. I would like to have that back because this one doesn't work for shit. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
You can put the carburetor back.
Good. We just put a blower on top. It's easy. The whole thing's already built as a unit. We just need to set it inside the chassis, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, that's what
it's already been discussed.
I like it. I like it. We'll put a stock 350 back in the 2-wheel drive, and I'll drive it to town, and I'd be just fine with that too.
It's all about having fun, and when you guys named it "Live a Little," that means so much to me because when you just think about life and all the stress and the anxiety we have, and everybody's always wrapped up in money, and you guys have always been honest and humble. And I'm, when I say it's kind of like the circus, it is. I mean, I know what it's like to promote outdoor events, but usually we got sponsorship to cover it. This is your guys' livelihood and how you maintain your sanity and idle. There's not enough whiskey in the world to, and Skyler, I still got the barrel that you got me for coming out. That was
very cool.
Very in my office, and I actually was like looking for it. I'm in my home office tonight. And I was looking around for it. I'm like, oh, it's in my office, my real office. So.
Yeah, no, that was, and you're absolutely right, man. We and Caden, our VP that lives in Arkansas, he says it best, and then I'll steal a page out of his book. But we're there to make people, to help people escape their reality. Okay, we don't have any idea what's going on. That person that bought that $20 ticket that's sitting in the stands, maybe he's with his kid. Maybe that's the only time he gets to see his kid that entire month or that entire year. Who knows, right? People save up their money. They want to be entertained, and we want to help them escape whatever. And especially these last 2 years has been tough, man. It's been really tough. Just people don't know which direction's up or down, and no fault of theirs. We've all got thrown into this big bowl of crap, and we're trying to figure out how to get out of this deal. And so we want to help those people. We want to make sure that they're getting more than their money's worth, has always been our MO, and that they're escaping that reality. Especially if it's something bad and negative, We want them to we want to be able to come out and enjoy themselves, even if it's just for 2 hours on a Saturday night. That's a very big deal for us, and that's a win. And like Kenny alluded to earlier, that is exactly why we're doing what we're doing. And you're right, Schultz. It's miserable. There is times when it's absolutely miserable. I mean, we have 5 shows in 4 states this weekend. We're going to get through them. We had ops meetings this morning, and at the end of the ops meetings, it was, guys, let's hunker down. Let's make sure that the show that happens on Sunday gets the same quality of show that happens on Friday, because those people paid the same money, different market, same money. They deserve that exact same show. They deserve the same quality, the same professionalism. So, and then on Monday, it's in the rear view, right? And so then we still have a lot of shows left this year, but we don't have craziness like 5 shows in a weekend again for the remainder of this year. So it's a lot of planning, a lot of organizing. None of us do it individually, man. All credit goes to our entire team, because our team is literally the only reason that we're still doing this right now, is because the team that we've assembled, not just the people that we work with every day, the people that work with us on the weekends, but the people that have supported us from the very beginning. That's the team that I'm referring to. And without that team, there's absolutely no reason for us to even attempt to do this stuff anymore. So we're very fortunate. We don't consider ourselves promoters. We don't like the term promoter. We're an event management and a marketing company. And we're diving and diversifying into special attractions and other events. And we're trying to lock down a permanent location for another new business that we just started. We want to expand. Motorsports will always be our bread and butter, but sometimes we got to step out of that motorsports ball and see what's actually going on the other side of it too. And so that's the direction that we're headed, along with, plenty of motorsports stuff still too.
No, that's awesome. If you're just joining us, we got Brittany and Skylar Nybar, Kenny Eggleston from Live a Little Productions, Live a Little Crew. They are motorsports promoters. I'm sorry I used the word, but management company out west. What states primarily, Kenny, do you guys run in?
So we're obviously Idaho, Utah, Wyoming. We don't have anything in Montana this year. North Dakota, Colorado. And then now we've got a whole Midwestern division. That's Caden, our VP, out in Arkansas. So we've been in last year we did Kansas City, Arkansas. We'll be going to Oklahoma, Iowa.
We just did Iowa a couple of weeks ago.
So
you're in Oskaloosa.
Yeah.
Yep. We go down south a little bit, early season out here. We do like Havasu City. We're looking at a couple of venues in the Phoenix market, and then just outside of Vegas. Nevada's great to us. Chris knows Nevada's rock stars for motorsports stuff, man. To talk about the beer drinking people that just want to have a good time. It's every town in Nevada that we've ever been to, which is freaking awesome.
Well, you guys remember when y'all came out to Winnemucca that year in the sled? It was actually before Live a Little, but it was with United, and you guys all came out to that deal, and the sled broke. We were down for 45 minutes, and I wound up going into DJ mode for a while, and we get the sled going again, finally put on the pole, and then everybody's wandering around out in the pits, and I'm just like, yeah, sorry about that delay and everything. And they're like, oh, we thought that was part of the show. That was awesome. Yeah. And we're like, oh, dear goodness. Thank you.
More time for beer.
So, yeah.
Time, yeah.
Crazy.
Good time.
Skylar, for people watching the show tonight, what's one thing that if somebody's watching the show that they could do for Live a Little? What is one thing they could do that would really help you guys get the word out more, or you know what I'm trying to say, but I can't quite say it.
No, that's a great question. And I'm going to make it a little more broad. So anytime that and I'm taking into perspective what we do, but an event like what we do comes to your town. Okay. And whether it's a truck pull or a monster truck show or the local county fair that brings in the small town band guy, everybody that's part of that is there trying to make a living, and everybody that's there truly wants to entertain you. So what you could do to help our industry as a whole is buy that damn ticket, right? Go out and support your local events. Go out and support your local county fairs. The county fair people don't get near enough credit, man. They work their butts off nonstop. They get almost zero praise for it. They're volunteering their time, and they're out there just trying to entertain their community. And so go out and support those small town events, and we want to go see the big bands and the big markets. That's all to you too. But I'm referring more to the small to mid-market size stuff. That's what keeps our world going around. The more that we grow all of the motorsports industry, the live entertainment industry, the more it benefits all of us. So that's one thing that everybody could do, from a supporting the industry standpoint, for sure. This
picture kind of sums it up everything we've talked about and everything that we do. I get a little teary eyed at this one, but obviously that's Katie in there, right? So.
Yep, that's so awesome. I love that picture.
Yep.
But that's what it's all about. I drove off the
4 summers ago.
I drove off the track in Pawnee City, Nebraska, and just had a really good pass. And I'm kind of pumped up, and I'm feeling. And I come wheeling around the corner, and this little girl just jumps out of her dad's arms and just hauls, just like this for the remedy. So I shut the tractor off quick, and she wasn't 5 or 6, and she was on my weight rack and up on my seat before I even had my helmet off, and I was still in my 5-point harness. And she's like, I love your tractor. It's my favorite. And I'm like, and her dad was like, I'm like, no, this is the best day of my life. Still, I will love Pawnee City, Nebraska.
Yep.
I'm running with the Outlaws this summer. They sponsored me, and we're going into kind of the same thing, almost like Nevada. Some of these small towns in Nebraska and Missouri and Kansas where there's nothing else going on. And when we come into town, everybody's it feels really good. You know, $5 diesel doesn't feel really good, but the rest of it feels really good.
It does. And that 20-second pass makes that $5 diesel go away. I mean, all of us will agree to that there's a point that it doesn't really matter anymore. We're there to have fun. We're going to do our thing. And that's an awesome story, man, because you'll remember that for the rest of your life, but that little girl's going to remember that too. And those of us that we're so inside, I talk about this motorsports bubble or this ball is just trying to remember those moments when we were all kids too, right? I loved monster truck stuff when I was younger. I was fascinated by it. Then when I became more into the truck pulling, I hate monster truck guys. And if you're listening, I still hate monster truck guys. So that's not true.
Except you, Mike. You still got to go to Riverton. We love you, Mike. You stay.
We love you, Mike.
Remember those feelings, those emotions. When I was younger, you know how cool that stuff is. And then like after Weezer, and then you guys said in Haynes too, you guys took the trucks out there, you did the hero cards. There's a lot of truck pullers that have forgotten what this is all about. So that person in that crowd did not buy that ticket just to see your truck. They bought that ticket to see everybody's truck. And if they get a chance to come up and meet you and get up close and personal with your iron, that made their day. They're going to remember that shit. They're going to buy the t-shirt. They're going to pin your hero card on the wall in their kid's room. I was that kid. We were probably all those kids, right? We got to sometimes just separate ourselves from what we're doing right now and remember that that's what this is all about. Okay. Truck pulling is absolutely a competitor sport, but we need to turn that competitor sport into as much entertainment as absolutely possible, because that's what keeps them coming back year after year. And that was a very difficult pill for us to swallow. You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well said.
We're all kids once too, you know.
Yep.
We were that kid once.
Yep.
You know, so
and we still remember those moments, right? We still remember those moments, and oh boy,
they're done.
Monster truck guy.
You ready for adventure?
This needs to go on the Live a Little Facebook page. Please caption this photo. That's what we
kidding.
No doubt.
If we've learned anything, it's that I know how to have a good time. So
That's true.
that was
you married into a good time, Brittany. So that's all good.
That's true.
That picture was taken in downtown Vegas at the Plaza Hotel, right at the end of Fremont Street, the plaza that faces east. They built a rodeo arena in their parking lot. So we went and did a monster truck show in that arena. And then we also did our zombie hunt right there. You could literally walk right off the edge of Fremont Street and right into the grandstand of the monster truck show.
Two monster trucks on Old Main Street, Las Vegas.
That was cool. We drove them up and down Old Main Street.
Yeah, actually. Go ahead.
You guys, are you franchising the zombie bus thing then, guys?
So right now it's called an operational partnership, but it is headed to franchise. Yes. There's a lot. We have no idea either. There's a lot that goes into a franchise, FDDs, legal agreement. It's a pile of work, and there's a separate government entity that is over just franchises. And so we're headed that direction. We have a great corporate partner that's based in Minneapolis that has a lot of. We're kind of spearheading their experiential attraction side of things. So we've got a lot more going on behind the scenes than just the zombie buses, but along those lines of getting on or in some sort of a vehicle, and it goes from A to B, and there's an entertainment value attached to it.
I love it. What year did you guys start Live a Little? That's a question I have up on the screen right now.
Oh, sure. We started we were technically founded in the end of 2013. And our first, we just did a couple shows in 14 and then really started in 15.
So Skylar, what'd you do before that?
Prior to that, I was in sales. I worked for a big industrial rental company, did big industrial equipment. And prior to that, I just come out of college and did a couple odd things. I grew up on a farm. We were farmers our entire life. That's what obviously got us into the truck pulling side of things. But yeah, yeah, that was it.
Kenny,
Yes.
what's your background before Live a Little?
So I'm a retired deputy sheriff. I retired in 2015, so we got Live a Little started, and then my retirement day, I had my retirement party. Skylar picked me up in Paul, Idaho, and off we went to Grants Pass, Oregon, to do a pull up there. So yeah, so the 20 years as a deputy sheriff, and then before that, I trained race horses, and I grew up in farming. I didn't ever own a farm or anything like that, but grew up in that. And in fact, FFA public speaking is what started the whole announcing problem.
You have one of the most unique voices, Kenny, in the sport. It would be neat I know you guys are busy, but it'd be neat to get you out west sometime and get you on a big stage, a pulling stage, if you will, out here for us, or out east. I'm sorry, I'm all messed up, but I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that for you, because I got to hear you announce, and I took a couple things from you. I don't announce as much as I used to. I got kind of burnt out on it now that I have my own tractor. Before I had my own tractor, I used to announce 40, 50 pulls a year. And my wife would say, I wish that was enough. I wish that was enough, but it's not. I'm kind of full stupid. So
well, that's awesome. I'd love to. One of the coolest things in my career as far as truck and tractor pulling goes is obviously, I mean, I loved what we did out here and getting to be able to put, because I came out of rodeo announcing, obviously, and so I felt like I had to continually announce. And in the West, as you guys know, different from the Midwest and Eastern part of the country, is like any pulling fan knows more than me about truck and tractor pulling. So I'm constantly educating, and that was one of the things that when the first time that Skylar heard me announce is like, hey, we need to bring you on a little bit more, because I would try to educate the crowd to the extent of my knowledge of what was going on. If a truck didn't perform very good, why that might have been an issue. And half the time I was pulling stuff out of my ass, but still, just trying to explain a little bit more and keep the crowd involved, because it is a different crowd out here that they may have never been to a pull ever. But I got to go out and do the Kentucky Invitational 2 years in a row, and oh my gosh, that was just incredible. Yeah, so I can't be there September 10th because I'm also a wedding minister, and we're doing a wedding. But I would love to return the favor, Jason. I don't know if you realize how much you saved us when you came out and did you did a show in Gillette, a freestyle show in Gillette, tractor pull in Riverton, and a monster truck show in Worland, Wyoming, and that honestly bailed us out and saved our lives there when we were in a big struggle. So always have gratitude for you for that.
Well, it was perfect timing for me, guys, honestly, because I had been running my in-laws creamery. We had sold it to Land O'Lakes, and I was kind of I had taken the summer off to defrag, and I thought I wanted to do what you guys did. I thought I could carve a living out of this world, and I quickly found out that I couldn't. My wife said, "There's no money in our checking account anymore. You need to go get a job." So I got into sales. And I've been doing mortgages now. It'll be 6 years this October, but we're trying to grow our beer money thing. From a promotion standpoint, we're starting to help a lot of promoters. I have 2 full-time employees now, and I took a chance this year. It stresses me out worrying about money and making payroll and all that stuff, but there's a hashtag that I came up with, love your life, and I love my life, and I have to have chaos. I have to have stress, anxiety. It's what kind of keeps me going all the time. I wish I could be normal, and I wish I could just kind of relax and enjoy it like everybody else, but this is how I'm wired, and I am happiest. I'm at my most happiest when I'm doing stuff like this. This is my happy place right now, talking.
Welcome to Live a Little.
And it makes sense why we get along.
And that is actually a little bit of a revelation and something everybody on our team needs to hear right now, because we're all right now in our mind going, we're going to do what? In these next few days and everything, and going, why are we doing this? Like, why? But that's it. You just nailed it right there. And I'll be honest with you, for the first time this winter. I think I figured out depression, what it feels like. And because I didn't have the chaos in my life, and fortunately, I had a bus to paint, and I sent Skylar some pictures of buses or drawings that I says, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. This one looks cool. I know it's one you're going to go for, but I honestly don't think I can get it done. I had to go to a big trade show in St. Louis, and I says, I honestly don't think I can. And Skylar's like Henry Ford. He just goes, okay, go ahead and do it. And gave me that stress, gave me that I needed, like, and pulled me out of it. And I just couldn't believe what a blessing that was and it took me 3 times the time I thought it was going to, but I was like, I don't even know if I can pull that off. And he's like, okay, go ahead. Like that's his response to when I say, I don't know if I can do that or not. And he's like, okay, just let me know when it's done. So, but it's,
if anything, right. And that's awesome, Kenny. If anything, these last 2 years, if it's taught us anything about our lives, is I don't think we ever thought would happen to us what happened to us. Like, we're legitimately being told what we can or can't do living in America. Yeah. And I think it woke a lot of people up. And that's why you're seeing a resurgence of just people saying, F it, I'm going to go do what makes me happy. And I'll figure it out as we go. And it's been pretty awesome. I mean, it's motivated me, and I love, it's so fun to be out tractor pulling again and seeing everybody and running a different circuit. And I only know the West Coast guys because of the Pullers Championship. John and them came all the way out with Jared, and and now I wear a Code 3 t-shirt around and a hat, and people are like, where's that truck from? But the pulling world, I think, I don't know where we would be without social media, because I know that social media has a lot of bad things, but I'm also telling you, it's done a lot for a lot of people as well too. So,
yeah, for sure.
It's great for what we do in the industry. I mean, we have to have it. There's times when it does suck, but overall, I think there's probably more positives than negatives to it. At least from a business and a marketing standpoint, and getting the word around and networking. There's a lot of good there. So we feel you on that one.
Skylar, James have to tell about Chandler, Arizona with the PPL. So is that when they did the drag strip thing?
I don't know, but there's this guy from Oregon throwing up in a garbage can all night, and oh my god.
We've covered a lot of miles of issue there. That's for damn sure. But, yeah, we did. That was the one where they built the pulling track right on the drag strip, which I thought was kind of weird, because they had a dirt arena right next door. And I mean, it sucks, but for as many people as showed up, they could have put them all inside that dirt arena. But the experience was freaking awesome. It really was. I mean, we actually, I think there's a YouTube deal of all the 2-wheelers that's on YouTube now. What year was that, Gish? You remember?
He's the wrong person to ask.
That 16. Yeah, 16, 15, 16.
16.
Yeah,
I feel like 15 or 16.
15 or 16.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't remember off the top of the head, but it was a neat experience, man. We loved it, and it was such a shit show for us, because we actually pulled on the type of dirt out here in the West. Not a single one of those other trucks that came out here has ever pulled on the dirt we pulled on. So you would think we'd have an advantage right off the bat, right? And we did. Not one of the other 2-wheelers hooked to the dirt at all, right? I don't think hardly any of their fronts came up. And I stood it on the wheelie bars like 18 feet off the line and ran it into the wall out of bounds.
But
it was perfect.
Leading up to that, he watched the first truck go down the track. We had the truck set where we thought you did. I was just lifting heavy stuff. But anyway, like, the first truck goes down the track, and Sky's like, move the weight to the back, move the weight to the back. And we move all the way to the back. He goes out there, stands it on the wheelie bars.
We knew better.
And that was crazy.
What did you say, Chris, last weekend? Right gear, wrong motor, or something like that?
Right gear, wrong motor. Yeah.
That's actually pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Hey, Lee England is the guy with the 4x4 mod truck that came to Kansas City, right?
Black Thunder, yeah.
Yes. Okay, I know Lee. Yep.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
That was fun.
Trying to catch
Well,
up
and then we got
that.
snowed in. Gish flew out, but we got snowed in at Las Vegas on St. Patrick's Day, and that was rough.
Yeah, that was rough.
I mean,
yeah, after 3 days of drinking on the drag strip, then we went right.
I think I still had a job then, so I hadn't retired yet. So that was the spring before I retired. So that had to have been 2015. Yeah.
Seems
Yeah,
like there's a
'cause
pattern. Seems like there's always
Yeah.
a pattern whenever you get Gish involved.
Every time.
Who'd have thought?
And he thinks that we're the bad influence. We don't do any of this stupid stuff when he's not here.
That you'll ever know.
I got a good one. I got a good one that involves Gish and Skyler in 2020 in Twin Falls. I get a phone call from Pitt. You know, my truck sits a little bit up in the air for a pro mod, and I get a phone call from Skyler at 1:00 in the morning. I'm sitting at a card table in a casino, and I'm getting told by Skyler I'm late to show up to the monster truck show at 1:00 in the morning.
Oh yeah, I forgot Gish came.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Again, that's Gish. He's the only
No,
one. I don't
it's
even have your number, John. So that's all him.
You can't blame that on me. You can't blame that on me.
Stir the pot. Stir the pot.
Damn guy, anyway.
Yeah, well, just so you know about Twin Falls, that is 6 miles from my house, and I bring a trailer to stay in. That's how that went.
See,
Oh,
it's
you're
Ken,
right,
not-
Sammy.
Sammy agrees.
We know her.
I can't find
Sammy's not exactly a great influence, though.
No, she's not either. Not by any.
I've got a
stretch of
picture of you wearing her shirt.
That's a
Thank
pet.
you.
It's sublimity.
Black right there.
I should find that.
I wouldn't worry about it. It's fine.
Skyler, does like Monster Jam call you for like shows out west, or what do you work at all with like the big national stuff, or is that kind of off limits?
No, we're all independent. So Feld Entertainment that owns Monster Jam, they also own Disney on Ice and the Supercross series and a pile of other things. Used to own the big circus company, or they still do, I guess. They're based in Florida. They run both domestic and international tours. They own all of their own. Almost all the trucks that you see on TV that run for Feld are owned in-house. They just have hired guns that come in and drive them. Every now and then they do have independents that fill the spots too, but there's a handful of us. I'd say 10 to 12 other, I guess mid-market size independent, promoters, marketing teams, event teams that do shows all across the country and some international stuff too. But for the most part, we all share the same trucks. Everybody aside from Feld, we all share the same trucks as far as the talent goes. But everything else is pretty well independent, 100%.
So is there a time of the year that you guys are super busy, or is it kind of all year round now, Skyler?
We're building it into more year round. We just had a routing call today with Caden, and we're actually going to preload a lot of our schedule from January through June for next year, and then try to break away for some of these other projects we're working on, fill in with a few scattered fair shows August and September, and then right into our zombie hunting season. So we always try to take November and December off. And when I say off, I mean off of the road, but mainly because we have to put in so much office time to get all the contracts done, the sponsorship, everything done. Our rigs, we need a lot of maintenance and stuff that goes on in the winter time. So we always try to keep at least those 2 months to get caught up on everything after getting off the road.
And that makes sense, because you just go. And that's what we're learning about video, guys. We've
been in the beginning.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. To Kenny's point, it's hard to do it all.
It is. It's hard to keep up with. Exactly. It sure as hell is. Kenny's also running the fab shop right now. I don't think he's mentioned that yet, but on top of all of his marketing and announcing and traveling duties, he's also the shop manager that's knocking these bus builds. We got to get 2 more bus builds done before October. So the effort making shit happen down there too.
Don't worry, any customers, I'm not welding on them. I paint them, but I'm not doing the welding. I'm just making sure things get done and make sure that our team has what they need. So
I am
been
putting
really good.
I do a little welding on my YouTube channel. And
I'm putting the Facebook page to Live a Little in the comments right now. So if everybody watching can click on that and go like their page, that would be money. James Phillip is sending me some photos right now.
Oh,
Gish just sent photos from Arizona.
cool.
Oh no, these are Gish. Okay, my bad.
Oh, that was from the racetrack. Arizona.
Yeah.
Wild
A
horse.
couple of those videos, I think, were Arizona too. Oh, there we are
Oh, wow.
on the asphalt.
Right gear, wrong motor. I'm going to make a T-shirt out of that. So.
That's a T-shirt and a bumper sticker too.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We've never had those guys come this way. We have gone out to the Midwest twice. Actually, one of the years, 2013 or 12, the two-wheeler actually pulled in all 4 time zones, all the way across the country, which is a pretty cool claim to fame. But we actually pulled PPL, we pulled NTPA, we pulled with the Outlaws. We did Warrensburg, Missouri. We did Sturgis a couple times with the Outlaws, and then of course all the stuff out here on the West Coast too. So that was, I think there was a picture I saw earlier somewhere that was from Sublimity, and that was the year that we'd knocked out all 4 time zones, campaigning out across the country. So really, really cool experience. I mean, there's for us guys here in the West Coast that haven't been out there and experienced that, it's one of the coolest things that you'll ever do. And you can go out there and get last place for 10 hooks in a row, and you'll still have the best time of your life. I guarantee it. So highly recommend to anybody West Coast that's thinking about going out into the Midwest or further, and having some fun out there. It's well worth it, man. I know the $5 diesel sucks. Maybe wait for next year, so it can be $6. But it's a cool experience. There ain't nothing like it. It's a memory I'll have forever for sure.
I'm basically Facebook stalking your entire family right now, Skyler, looking for pictures. So.
Yeah, that's right. If only I had a Facebook page where
Yeah,
it could all
no
be located.
kidding. A lot of history in that too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Katie drives the two-wheeler too. I forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah,
Katie, my sister drives the blower truck too from time to time.
I got a video of her putting it sideways in, was that Ellensburg?
That was a lot.
Was
that
it
was in Kennewick.
Kennewick, yeah.
Yeah.
Washington.
Yeah.
Katie,
Why don't you show it? Gish? That's a fun one.
Why don't I just flip through all your photos, Katie? You know, I mean, I could just bring her to Facebook page.
I think that video that Gish is talking about is on there, and she gets completely sideways, gets the whole truck turned 90 degrees to the sled, and off to the left, you can see my dad is standing off the edge of the track with his cell phone. He doesn't even budge. He videos the entire thing until she's done and stopped, and then he's just still standing there. He don't even care about the truck.
Yeah,
Is that it?
He didn't even.
No, I don't.
It was awesome.
Katie, please send that one of Gish to me. I would
Katie,
appreciate that a lot.
Yes. Right away.
That one.
Crap, she's gonna be able to find hers before I find mine.
Yes, you remember the pictures I was going through when you were here? We're in Weezer a couple weekends ago. All the old stuff of you and I.
What are we watching here? Is this a mini?
I can't tell. Oh, is this in California? It's a
Who
mini.
sent this to me? James. Yeah, not a good video. No, that was filmed with a potato. James is what people like to say.
You can hear Kenny in the background.
You can hear Kenny announcing is what
Where
he's getting at.
is that? Bakersfield? Is that what that one was?
Yeah, one of them.
Huh. I didn't hear me, but I don't hear much anything anymore being around these motors.
Man.
That's either Bakersfield or Tulare. It's not Tulare, is it?
1999. So I've been behind the wheel for 15 years, and to get a strap into a small mini. Wow.
Backbone.
Read his name.
I
I had to show that comment. I thought that was funny. So.
Katie put on there. She's got videos of Gish. Katie, send them.
Yeah, Katie? We need those. So.
Here we go. I got the one of Katie.
Uh-oh.
I got the one of Katie to you.
It's kind of fun just being the guy in the middle, just posting stuff on the screen. And...
Yeah.
So many.
But you're real careful who you bring on this show.
Actually, we're not.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look who's on the show right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a point.
Jason, it says attachment unavailable, buddy.
Oh.
Mm,
You had one job.
that was it.
Facebook.
James, we're going to pick on you no matter what you do, so don't feel bad about that at all. So
It usually takes place the second try.
I uploaded it on Facebook and tagged him. All right. Let me find that. So
Oh, great. It's great.
Little taste of your own medicine there, huh, bud?
All right.
5
I'll
a.m.
upload Facebook then.
We'll be here all night.
He will.
Right? Yeah.
We've had a lot of good times out on the road, not just with truck pulls, but with a lot of doing other stuff too. But truck pulls is what definitely brought us together. And some of the best people that I know are truck pullers. I mean, we've had some really good times. It sucks we don't get to do near as much of it as we used to, or probably near as much of it as we should. But at the same time, you know, as far as like Schultz says, doing this for a living, the money's not in truck pulls. You know, we learned that the hard way right out of the gate, and so we have to diversify and make sure that we were doing things that were keeping the doors open, keeping us going up and down the road. But truck pulls always be the backbone of what we do. I mean, it's how we learn. It's what we cut our teeth on in motorsports. And
the values have never changed. Everything that everyone in this conversation tonight has talked about is similar, and it was born because you all are a part of truck pulling. Now we're using that in all of the different aspects of our life, because that's the livelihood, or whatever the right word is, that doesn't change for whether you're an event management team, whether you're in mortgages. That's the way that we want to live our lives. And so that's what we're going to put out there. However, we're living in the chaos that we thrive in.
Yep. Brittany, how did you and Skylar meet?
Actually, we did exactly what everyone told us not to do and combine business and personal. Because in 2015, I was contracted to do all of the alcohol and food sales for Live a Little Productions for their first year. And then the rest of it's pretty well history.
And she still does it.
Oh, yeah. But it was through.
should I say she can sell a meat dog?
I don't know if I'd have put it that way.
Yeah, that was.
Get smirked. I've had those hot dogs.
That's not the greatest way that you could
Well,
put that.
and the reality of it is, I don't know if I'll
Sideways.
give this secret away, but the way that we actually are able to pay bills through the company is ticket sales barely cover talent. And then the front of house stuff with our merchandise, which we all do in house, we do we got liquor licenses in I don't know how many states, food permits, and same deal every single state that we operate in, and we do every opportunity we have, we do all that stuff in house, and that is
It's what kept us alive in the beginning.
It is.
And now Skylar and I are very competitive, and we like to see if the ticket sales or the front of house sales are bigger. And now it's getting to the point that he's beating me in that. But again, it did what it needed to in the beginning, and it taught us a lot so that we could sustain and continue to grow and be where we're at right
now. It's must be Katie. Me and Scott Heaton announcing this one.
Go!
Got it.
Oh yeah,
there's my old man right there, still holding the camera.
She's all right.
Where's your dad at, Skylar?
He's about the 250-foot mark, right there. The guy with the camera in the hammer. That's it.
Like, that's my girl.
Wadded up the whole left fender of the truck, bent the bed over on its side, but he was going to make sure he got the entire video before he went to check on her.
Oh, I love it. Love it. You guys literally told me to stay in it no matter what, so that's what I did. Poor Katie. Poor Katie.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, Katie, I'm understanding a little bit of your stress because you have Skylar coming in telling you one thing, and then you have Bert coming in saying, "Don't listen to him. Do this. I'm the one that's right." And so it is a complete shit show for the first 15 minutes before you pull, trying to understand what these two are bickering about.
Yeah, I summed it up in the pull from Emmett with the Believe guys. I can't remember what it's called. There's a second video in the series, but it was one of the first vlog series I did, kind of behind the scenes of announcer life kind of stuff on the Sagebrush Soul YouTube channel. But you can see I created a sitcom of Skylar and Burke and what they think how a truck needs to be set up and everything. Gish actually made a guest star appearance on that one as well.
Schultz
Yeah.
Kenny actually made on that Sagebrush Soul page. I'm sure you've seen it on there, but he made a video. I think it's your most popular video of kind of the bare bones basics of truck and tractor pulling. And that's a great video for Beer Money to educate the masses on exactly how he did a fantastic job, and it's got a ton of response on it. But you can look that up and find that on there too. That's something great to pass on to.
Kenny, what's the YouTube channel, Kenny? Sage and Soul?
Sagebrush Soul. Sagebrush, one word, soul. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's one of the first ones I ever put out, and I am blown away. Like, it is the most viewed video on that channel. And I was like, well, I'm talking about truck and tractor pulling and going back to the rodeo and educating people on it and everything. And when the Godfather comes at you and goes, okay, I've seen a bunch of videos on that. That is like the best description that I've ever seen. So scroll, you probably go to.
I'm putting your YouTube channel in the comments, everybody. Please go like Kenny's page. That'd be awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome. Yeah, if you go to videos, it was actually one of the first ones on the channel. And then just scroll way down. And yeah, there's a little bit of everything on there. Getting close. Learn how to build holsters. Okay, the one with the chalkboard background and the Believe sled. Oh, go up just a smidge there.
Green.
I'm pointing at it like you can see me pointing at it. Right there.
I wasn't going to say it.
Oh my gosh. I've only had two of these too. I'm not even.
There it is.
We got to turn the audio on. And I made a QR code for that while it's loading. I made a QR code for that I can send out to anybody because I was going to put it when we do our Western Grand National banners. Just so
my family has been tractor pulling for generations, and we've been winning for generations too.
Jumped ship somewhere. I watch a lot of her videos though. She knows how to work on tractors. The Sagebrush Soul's bare bones basics of truck and tractor pulling. This is a bonus video I made to help people to follow our travel video series that understand the sport of truck and tractor pulling, which is frequently the purpose for our travel. I was going to call it Pulling for Dummies, but if you're watching this, you're already one of the smartest people I know, so that didn't fit. This is going to be a quick, simple overview of the sport. If you want to get a deeper understanding, I recommend going to tpapull.com and checking out the Fan Zone and Pulling 101. Let's get started. The first thing we need is a sled. They come in all shapes and sizes, and there are different versions like drag sled, speed sled, trip sled. We're not going to get into that, because the basic operation is pretty much the same. This is the Believe pulling sled owned by Petro Motorsports in Ontario, Oregon. First, let's go over the parts of the sled. Many of the sled parts have different names in different parts of the country, so don't send hate mail if you think I got it wrong. First up, the weight. Obviously, this is where the weights go. This is the pan. It has bars welded to the bottom of it called grouser bars that help it dig in and stop the pulling rigs. This is the primary chain. It hooks to the pulling rig. This is a safety chain. Several classes require a safety hitch that is in a lower position on the truck or tractor, so if the primary chain or hitch breaks, then the safety chain stays connected, and the lower position greatly reduces kinetic energy between the pulling rig and the ground, so it's pulling with a lot less force. Very scientific. Not seen in this picture is a device that attaches to the tether switch on the pulling vehicle. If the vehicle breaks loose from the sled, it pulls the tether and kills the electricity on the gas and alcohol vehicles and drops a guillotine in front of the air intake on diesels. This effectively shuts them down. The sled operator can also activate the device and shut down the pulling vehicle if something goes wrong. Most of these that I've seen are a small ATV winch. These are the lights. The red ones mean not ready, and the green ones tell the end flagger that the sled is ready to go. We'll talk about that later. This is a trip switch. This works with hydraulics or pneumatics to incrementally put pressure on the pan. Back here is the cab or the cockpit, or in this case, this is Corey's house. This is the flag. Probably already knew that. I'll assume you know what tires are too and just skip that part. Next, we'll talk about the operation of the sled. But before we do, since you stuck around this long, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a bunch, and if you already have, thank you so much. Almost all sleds operate with the physics of weight distribution. As the pulling vehicle pulls the sled down the track, weight...
I just got a text that somebody says this feels like a sex ed video.
I nailed it then.
Yeah, your voice is money, Kenny. Love it.
Oh, that just made Kenny's entire year.
Send it to you, Jason.
No, I love it. I'm just trying to get to play again. My computer's being dumb.
You got dial up out there in Wisconsin? Or what's going on?
Feels like it.
Each time the box hits it puts additional pressure on the pan by using hydraulics or pneumatics. The speed of the box and the intervals of the trip can all be adjusted to match the horsepower of the class that it's pulling. Weight can also be added or removed from the box, typically at 2,000 pounds at a time. Once the sled is...
Hey, Chris, are you learning anything?
changed.
Yeah. I learned that weight box never moved on Git.
Reaches 300. Most full-size pulling sleds weigh in at 32 to 38,000 pounds. With the added resistance
Did we lose Gish?
bars and weight,
He's been in and out all night.
produce nearly 250,000 pounds of synthetic weight. When the box reaches the front of the sled, it pushes this lever forward and disengages the box.
Well, Katie sent me the video of Gish, so I just sent that to you.
To see it all in action. As part of the process, to fist bump Skylar. Very important.
We can pick
Then
on
she
him
goes on the track and puts her hands up so Bert knows it's safe to engage the hub. One hub is disengaged for moving to and from the track, and it makes steering a lot easier.
That'd be nice.
Then Bert beats on the...
That's what Chris needs.
Now Katie backs up to the sled. That helps guide her back so Jake, not seen in this picture, can hook up all the gizmos we talked about earlier. There is a neutral safety light that is required near the hitch to show the hooker that the vehicle's in, well, neutral. And I'm not calling Jake a hooker, it's the job title. I mean, Jake's not a...
Wear the dress.
You know what I mean, right? Oh, there's Jake. Now she
wasn't
pulls
Jake.
No.
back out of the track. I shall illustrate how flagging works. After the lights turn green on the sled, the end flagger down here somewhere checks the end of the track for any people, equipment, or other hazards. As soon as it's all clear, he drops his red flag and raises his green flag. He'll also wave the red flag at the end of the pull when the puller is no longer making forward motion. When the start flagger sees the green flag, he does a similar safety check and raises his green flag, letting Katie know it's safe to hit the skinny pedal. If there is a safety issue, either flagger will wave the red flag. If a driver fails to shut down when the red flag is waved, it could result in the disqualification. You can see as Katie moves down the track, the box is moving forward. If you look closely, you can see the pan drop as the box hits the trips. There you have it, a very basic introduction to truck and tractor pulling. Now you have the knowledge to go and support your local truck and tractor pull. I hope this helps you enjoy the Sagebrush Soul travel videos. Thank you so much for watching, and may the best of your past be the worst of your future.
Oh, that's pretty good, Kenny. Nice job, buddy. Golf clap. I like it.
Apparently a lot of first time. Most of the comments are from people that are going to pull for the very first time in their rock crawler or mud racer or whatever, because they get a lot of comments and they're like, hey, I'm trying to enter in this class. And I'm like, I'd love to answer your questions, but as we've learned, there are very few classes the same.
My family has been tractor pulling for generations, and we've been winning.
We've been winning. She's smart. She knows how to work on all those old tractors. I've watched a bunch of her videos for my old Fords. Brought to you by Steiner. What?
We all know why he's watching.
Yeah, we know why you're watching, Kenny.
Okay, she looks like and is about the same age as my daughter, so it's not that. She's smart.
It's not that. I mean, it could be, but it's not.
She doesn't put Chevrolet in her internationals, I bet. Oh, gish.
Oh, Roseburg.
Is your steering brake? Yes, what happened?
That's when your hand slipped off the throttle.
That
was
looks
Roseburg.
That looks a lot like right gear, wrong driver. Is what that one looks like.
That was
Another bumper sticker.
Yeah, Dad should have been driving that one. Huh?
that was wrong
Yeah.
track because
100% wrong.
that track was very similar to a off-road course.
Yeah, it was shaped like a lima bean, so you were headed the right direction. You're just a little too far.
Yeah, when's the last time you pulled on a pulling track that had jumps in it? Because that one did.
Right.
Dang.
Chris,
That's
last
the first time pulled- Oh.
Yeah.
I never go so fast in my life.
Oh, I forgot all about that one.
So you need the
Man.
sticky gloves for your steering wheel on that one, Jason?
Yeah, yeah. Man.
Speed wheel.
I'm surprised he didn't break a rib. I don't think there's any hydraulics that could have beat him, let him go straight down that track. That was
Right.
a bad one.
Yeah.
Second night was a lot better, but the first night, like I say, I think it had whoops
Little
in
bit.
it.
Yes.
I mean, that was when you went to warm and backfired
And
the
it-
blower and lifted the whole damn
Yeah.
thing. That was fun.
Oh. It did it. You had to steer into that one. That was weird.
That was weird. Oh, that's what happens when you got all that power. Yes, I mean, you spin those
Right.
tires 300 miles an hour, they're bound to go somewhere. I'm surprised you're still attached.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
We're working on that.
Here
I
is
think we're gonna
I'm in the links. I am putting the video to the basics of the sled thing. Somebody from Texas
Cool.
just texted me and wanted that. So share that around, guys. That's a good video. So
Yeah, it is.
Sweet.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll do.
he scared every camera guy. Cody's a camera guy, Gish. He'd be like, ah!
I can see Cody running on that one.
Yeah, everybody, there's a video somewhere of further back, and there's a lot of people running.
That's how Weezer was when I the first night when I got the front end way up in the air and was headed off to the left, and I just remember touching down and there must have been 20 people just scattering all across there. I'm like, please do, because I'm not that somebody.
The best part is that I just told everyone standing there right before he took off on the line. I'm like, just so you know, this is where this truck is going to come. And they're like, oh yeah, we're fine. And then all of a sudden they're all an ass to the fence.
Yeah. I was still standing down at the starting line because I was helping you with your blower or with your hat there, and I remember just looking over the top of the head, over the top of the sled, and all I see was blower hat, blower hat, blower hat. Blower hat. Oh,
Yeah. We hit the weight just right on that one, didn't we? Just a bit outside.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was fun,
guys,
though.
we've taken up an hour and 38 minutes of all your all's lives. I can't give back to you.
It's worth it.
I think it's been awesome, though. This has been fun. I love just good casual conversation, talking about life, talking about pulling, talking about these are the people we hang out with and have a good time with. So,
Yeah.
I just want to say I miss all you guys. It was I've enjoyed hanging out with any one of you. It's this is cool.
Absolutely. Hopefully, we'll see some of you in Blackfoot and Twin Falls. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of you.
That'd be
Four
awesome.
That road,
Yeah.
get there. Broke.
We'll see you at the Eastern Idaho State Fair on September 4th.
Well, hopefully I get motor back soon.
Yeah.
Well, hurry, you got a week or a month.
Yeah. No.
Oh
weeks.
geez.
Hey, I got to take off and go to a river rescue right now. So I want to say thank you to you guys for coming on and everything else. And thank you to, you guys do a good job, big supporters of pulling for quite a few years. I know, Skyler, me and you've talked about some of your parts are on code 3. It's a big family aspect, and meeting you, sister, and Brittany, and talking to Kenny before and stuff like that up in the pools and stuff like that. We definitely need to get more back together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amen.
Absolutely. Thank
Go,
you so
John.
much.
Go, John. Go save somebody's life. Okay.
Yeah,
All
no
right,
kidding.
see you later.
Thanks, John.
I mean, I've had to from now on, when I gotta go to the bathroom during the show, I'm just gonna say I gotta go save somebody from a river rescue. So
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Works every time.
You're lucky you don't hear his pager all the time.
Well, there's been a couple nights we've been talking on the phone and his pager's going off like crazy. So, well, Brittany, Skyler, Kenny, I don't have anything left. Gish, do you have anything? Daniels, do you have anything left?
No, thank you guys for doing what you do.
Chris, where are you pulling next for everybody watching?
We're pulling in Yarrington and Garterville, Nevada, August 19th and 20th.
Always say the state because we got a lot of people watching from all over the country on here. Thank you for that. Gish, what are you up to next? What's that, Chris?
Gish is coming out.
Yeah, we're going to Yarrington. Yeah, but we're pulling in Harrisburg, Oregon this weekend, Friday and Saturday night, and then Grants Pass 12th and 13th.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And then Kenny
And then they
Kenny
Eastern
and Skyler,
Idaho.
what do you guys have your 4 or 5 day run here? You said, right, guys?
Yeah, we got 5 this weekend. Kenny's doing the Wyoming and Colorado swing. We'll be the Idaho, Utah gang, and then a couple scattered random fair shows over the next couple weeks. We have one up by the Canadian border, and then we're actually over to Klamath Falls. Actually, me and Gish we'll be roomies over in Klamath Falls August 26th and 27th, and then we'll all regather again at the Eastern Idaho State Fair in Blackfoot, Idaho.
Klamath Falls, Oregon is where we're going to be.
Yeah, we're coming all the way to Klamath Falls. You can at least come back this way again. Yes.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate you guys having us.
Hey,
What's that?
everybody stick on. I'm going to share a quick video and then I'm going to end the broadcast, but then we can chat off air. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to do a shameless plug for me because that's what I do. And then I will end the show, but everybody just hang tight, okay? Are you interested in promoting or increasing the attendance of your truck and tractor pull event? My name is Jason Schultz, owner of the Beer Money Pulling Team, which has over 1.3 million followers across Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Our goal is to grow the sport of truck and tractor pulling and increase the awareness of the sport through our social media presence and highly engaged audience. We want to partner with you and help you grow the attendance of your event. We have a ton of promotional opportunities available and a full-time social media coordinator to make sure your investment is taken care of. For more information on promotional opportunities, give me a call, 608-604-5068.